got off the phone with my friend the other day, and he was talking to me about a breakup he was going through. And he was saying things like, man, she was the one for me. I did everything for her. I don't know why she left me. I don't know why she treated me the way she did. And does that sound familiar to you? And if it does, I'm gonna tell you what I told him. I told him, first of all, bro, you're fucking up. You see, when you put a woman on a pedestal, when you're chasing her, when you're doing everything for her and doing nothing for yourself, women don't just want attention and love. They want to feel protected and cared for. Feel like they're with a man who can lead them into the right direction. A man who can communicate with them what they're going to do, what his plan is, and how he's going to provide for the family. Not just, oh, here's everything, here's flowers, here's chocolates, here's everything, here's my whole paycheck. Don't get me wrong, get your girl gifts, do a little cute shit for her. Women love that shit, and I love doing it too. But you can't be putting them on a pedestal, putting them above you, above what you got going on, above your own family. Unless she's the one, and I'll get into that later, how to find out if she's the one for you or not. And if you really think about it, the reason you put women on a pedestal is because of your perspective. It's because you don't think that you're worthy of a woman. And once a woman shows interest into you and she's with you, you are afraid of her leaving. You're afraid you can never find another woman like her who is going to stick by your side, even if it's for using you because you give her money, because you give her things, because you take her out to eat. A lot of women have rosters of men that they just call for, link up with, because they take her out to eat, because they buy her shit. And you might be one of those. I'm here to tell you to stop that shit, man, and start focusing on you. Change your perspective. Stop putting women on a pedestal like how my friend did. I told him, brother, you don't even do anything for yourself. You're doing everything for her. That's the problem. You're not doing nothing for your own journey, for your own well-being. Change your perspective. Instead of saying she was the only one, that there's no one that's ever gonna be like her, change your perspective and say, you know what? Things happen the way they did. It's all right, but she's not the only one. There's a bunch of other women out there just like her or even better than her. The point is, I know I'll find somebody else. Because when you think that you will never find nobody else, guess what? You're right. You never will. That's why my past videos, when I said, whatever you believe will be true. If I believe I can't find nobody else better than my ex, then I really won't. Because your brain is focused on that. It's lasered on that fact that nobody was better than her. And it constantly keeps thinking about her. Constantly keeps reminding you that shit, nobody is going to live up to what we already went through. So be very careful of the perspective that you have, about the perspective that you put on yourself. Because you put that perspective into yourself, and that can be very dangerous. The perspective I put on myself now is that there is no the one. There is no the perfect one for me. There is only the one that'll stick by my side no matter what. When things are tough, when things aren't perfect, when things are good, when things are abundant and everything. That is the one for me. That is the one that I want by my side. Stick with me no matter what. I'll give you a perfect example, my sister and her boyfriend. And you can look at any successful relationship or any couple that's been together for a long ass time, and they'll tell you that it was never sunshine and rainbows. It was never, oh, she always agreed with me, I always agreed with him. It was always the fact that they understood each other through the good and through the bad. Every single one of them, I can guarantee you on that. And the reason I feel personally that a lot of marriages today end in a divorce is because people don't want to fix their own problems or help each other. And I get it, the world is tough, man. Inflation's going up, wages are coming down, it's unlivable. The way that our culture is today, it's not even pushing us towards monogamy. It's pushing us towards being a hoe, having a hoe phase, going through different men and women day by day, night by night. So why would I want to stick with one woman? I'll tell you why, because in the short term, yes, in the short term, the pleasure, the feeling feels amazing. When you're 25, when you're 30, when you're 40, and still have no wife and kids, man, you feel like you have no purpose. I've seen the men out there who are 40 years old, still acting in their teenage years, man. Now, people can live their life however they want, but at that point, to me at least, I feel like I would have had a bigger purpose by then. Shouldn't he already have a wife and a couple of children? Now, he has different baby mamas and children with every one of them. But what does that show to their children? What is that going to do to the children, right? My dad had kids with other females, and why can't I? And if the dad is not there to correct them on his mistakes, they're either going to follow in his footsteps or follow in people that they surround themselves with. Point is, every successful relationship has gone through the good and the bad together, no matter what. And that's what I believe. That's my perspective. There is no perfect one for me. There's only the one that will stick with me no matter what. And that's what I told him too. She's not the perfect one. Because if she was, she would have worked shit out with you. And quite frankly, you would have worked out your own problems as well. Because relationships are not meant to be easy. Relationships are meant to be hard. Not all the time. And you know this because when you first get into a relationship with somebody, the honeymoon phase is very real. It's not until months or years later once you realize, oh shit, this person isn't what I thought they were. And now you have to decide whether or not you want to stick with them through those hard times and work things out with her or not, and keep repeating the cycle. If you don't, you're going to keep repeating the cycle over and over until one day you wake up and realize that shit, none of these girls are perfect. Nobody, including you, including me in this world, is perfect. So stop trying to find the perfect one, because she doesn't exist. The perfect one is the one that will stick with you by your side no matter what. But that does not mean that you should not be improving yourself before you get into a relationship. Because most of you have problems that you think a relationship will solve, when in reality, they will never solve them. You getting into a relationship is only gonna add into your problems. Yeah, they may fix them in the beginning. Yeah, you may feel happier, you may feel better in the beginning, but as time goes on, problems are gonna come. And if you can't even solve your own problems, what makes you think that you're gonna be able to solve problems of somebody else that you can't even control? You can't control their actions, and you shouldn't. The only thing you can't control is you, your actions, and your thoughts. So change your thoughts. Start working on yourself. Better yourself before you even get into a relationship. Better your mental health. Better your spiritual health. Better your physical health. And more importantly, better your emotional health. A lot of guys out there are very emotional, man. And you may say, what the fuck do you mean? We're not emotional. We're men. And what I mean by emotional is that you let your emotions take control of you. You get angry when somebody brings some shit up that you don't like, instead of talking shit out with them. You get sad when somebody says something bad to you, instead of analyzing and saying, you know what? Why are they saying that? Is what they're saying true or not? Anger and sadness are still an emotion. If you get angry, if you get sad, if you get distant, if you get avoidant towards your own problems, brother, you're gonna have a hell of a time trying to solve relationship problems, because now you're including a human that you cannot control. And the better you get at solving your own problems, the better you get at solving your relationship problems. Especially if you get with somebody who wants to grow, who wants to learn with you, who knows that your relationship is not going to be 100% perfect all the time. That's what I mean. The perfect one will stick with you no matter how tough it gets, will want to grow with you no matter what. Realize is that a relationship that'll last is going to be challenging, it's going to be tough to build, but it will be so worth it at the end. Because you two will have each other's back, and it's such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful feeling, because I've seen it with my own eyes and how beautiful it can be. My sister has gone through it, and now she has 3 beautiful children with a man that I can respect, because I've seen them when they were at their worst, and now they're at their close to their high, and they're still having problems, man. Because that's life. Life isn't always uphill. You have downhills in life. You fall down in life. But what are you gonna do? Are you gonna tear each other down, or are you gonna help build each other back up? Be there for each other. Be there for your children. Be there as a family. I don't want to be with somebody who I can't grow with and have my children live through what I lived through as a kid. If you don't want to continue the cycle that your parents put you through, and quite frankly, it's not even their fault, because nobody taught them this. Nobody taught them how to fix their relationship problems. So I don't blame you if you don't know any of this. But what I do blame you for is if you know this information and you still choose to not change. That I do blame you for. So go change your perspective and stop trying to put women on a pedestal. Focus more on you first before you go into your next relationship, or if you are in a relationship already, ask yourself, what am I doing to better myself for this relationship, for my future? Is she building me up? Are they building me up? Or are they tearing me down? And if they're tearing me down, let's communicate, let's fix this problem. If we can't, if they don't want to listen to you, if they push you away, if they ignore you, then quite frankly, you shouldn't be with them. Because that's somebody that if you stick through it right now, in the future, when you have kids, your kids are going to suffer. Because you're not going to show them how to solve problems in a healthy environment and how to be with somebody that does want to solve problems. Rather, you're going to show them how not to solve their problems. And that you should ignore your problems and just keep going. No. You're going to make their life harder. Just how, if you've been through a toxic household like me, your life as a kid was pretty hard. It was pretty toxic. I don't want my kids to go through that. So I'm making a careful decision on who I want to be my wife. because that's going to be the mother of my children, and I'm going to be the example of what a healthy relationship is. And the whole phase that culturally is now accepted, that's not going to help. That's tearing down the family. And that's another video I want to make for the future. But for right now, brother, go work on yourself. Stop putting women in a pedestal. Focus on your mental, emotional, physical, and more importantly, spiritual health. And you will get over her, bro. Just remember, she wasn't the one. Be grateful what happened with her, between you and her. Be grateful for it and keep moving forward. Learn from it. Learn from your problems. Learn where you fucked up, where she fucked up, and what you could have done better. God bless you all.